soft and pause. My eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving that raiment and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and today it is Monday. Some sobering news for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Our big guy, Chet Holmgren, got hurt last night, and we were at the game, and we were looking to see if they would do the replay, but they did not do the replay last night, which was kind of hard for us that were in the audience. Everybody's like, man, what happened? What happened? We're all like, man, nobody knew because they didn't replay it. And then we were pretty angry the fact that they didn't replay it. But then at the same time, we were kind of like, well, you can't understand why they didn't because of the family. You know what I'm saying? The family for Chet. But here's the latest updated news. Thunder looks like that Chet is going to be out. Chet is going to be out for the first, for 8 to 10 weeks, which puts him at around the All-Star game-ish, I believe, is when he'll probably be coming back. So it was very difficult last night because when you watched it, it looked like he just came down on his hip. It didn't really look that bad. But on the other side of that, yeah, it probably, in hindsight, was pretty bad. In hindsight, when you're trying to look at it from that point of view, it probably was. But anyway, he's got a pelvic fracture, which, like I said, when I was looking at it last night, I was like, well, is he? How bad is it? I mean, and I don't mean that like I'm being not worried or anything like that, but it was kind of like, well, how bad was it really? And but when he just went down, I mean, you could tell when he got helped off the court, everybody just kind of went, man, there was like this, I don't know what you want to call it. There was this certain feel for what everybody was thinking last night. They were kind of like, man, okay, how is this going to affect the Thunder? And you could just see it almost took a lot of air out of the team as a whole, just while watching Chet go down the way he did, and definitely the audience. I know we were all like, I got probably about 20 people, well, not about 10 people, grabbed me in the hallway. It's like, hey, man, do you know what happened? Have you heard anything? I'm like, no, I haven't heard anything. So I'm just like y'all. I wanted to replay the incident on a big screen so I could at least have a better view of what really happened. But since we didn't really get a view of what really happened, it didn't work out that way. But the good news is, if there's any good news, one, my guy John Warren texted me to tell me that Kendrick Williams is going to play tonight, which is kind of like our smallish backup center, but he's better than Jang. And so he's going to be playing tonight, which is going to help because Zubac tonight is going to just eat on us because we don't really have an answer for him inside. But Kendrick Williams is a good feel for that. And then, of course, we go with our smaller lineup. It's going to be tough. But like I said, the good news is that on the 21st, by the 21st, which is 2 weeks away, we'll be getting Isaiah Hartenstein, I Heart back by the 21st. So if there's some good news, that would be it. If I can think of any, I mean, our second best player getting hurt. I don't know if there's some good news in that. But anyway, I'm looking forward to what the Thunder can do. Like I said last night, if you watched After the Storm, our Oklahoma City Thunder post-game analysis show, a lot of us left in the third quarter because in the third quarter he had, let me see, do I have my notes here? So hopefully, is this it? No, that's the Rockets. I do it. I think I have my notes in here somewhere. Uh, anyway, he had AJ Mitchell. He had Dylan Jones. He had Kaysen. He had Caruso, and he had, who was the other one? I forget, Jay maybe. And we're all sitting there going, "Did you just give up?" And Steve Kerr looked at him like, "It's the third quarter. You're only down 20. This is the NBA. What the hell are you doing?" Now, I'm going to give him some credit and say that he was sending a message to his starters. I'm, I, I'm, I'm going to give him some credit and say that, okay? I don't believe that's the case, but once again, in our two losses this year, we lost to the Nuggets because of his lineups, because he's not understanding the flow of the game. And number two, we lost last night because of his lineups and him not understanding because he's a minutes manager. He's about managing minutes. He does not understand the flow of the game. And you all can get mad at me all you want to. You can hate on all me you want to. You can call me a hater. You call me whatever you want. All I'm telling you is the facts of the game are simple. He does not understand flow of the game. He does not understand lineups. He just doesn't. When the opposing team puts in their best player, he keeps SGA on the bench because he's managing the minutes, because he wants to have J-Dub and him in the same minutes. F that. When we put SGA in the game with 7 minutes or 8 minutes to go in second quarter or fourth quarter, guess what the opposing coach does? Immediately puts in his best player. We let our best player sit for 2 minutes, and like last night on the show and after the storm, I believe, and the reason why I say it is, there's no way he doesn't understand what his best five is. Because in the Denver game, when they made that run on us and he called timeout, you know who he put in to stop the run? Was SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Dort, and Wiggins. So now when a team is making a run and you put in your best five, that means you know what your best five is that you're supposed to sub in and do, right? That's what that says. But he is determined not to do that. And last night he did the exact same thing. He said he put in, I believe it was either Kaysen or Isaiah Joe, and left at the 7-minute mark. And we were still winning. But you could feel the game. You could feel Golden State in second quarter. You could feel them kind of starting to roll. You could feel them. Okay? You can feel it coming. He keeps SGA on the bench for 2 more minutes. Well, guess what happens? By the time SGA puts SGA back in the game at the 5-minute mark, getting with 4 minutes and something left, well, hell, they were already rolling, and they rolled from that point on. So all I'm telling you all is, instead of looking at me and getting mad at me, just pay attention to what I'm saying. And then watch what I'm saying. And then if you can watch what I'm saying, and then you want to come back and criticize me and give me an opposite opinion of what I'm saying, please, by all means, do that. But I'm pretty confident that that's not going to happen because, number one, what I'm saying is factual. He doesn't understand lineups. He doesn't understand flow of the game, and he's a minutes manager. Now, if he does understand flow of the game, he does understand lineups, then why does he wait until the team makes the run in a pivotal part of the game before he switches out and puts in the 5 to stop that run? Instead of when he feels that happening, you go ahead and do it. Now, once again, SGA should play the first and third quarters like he's always done. That's your significant your winning formula is SGA holds first quarter, all of third quarter. You put him in with 5 minutes to go, and he's done this. And the commander, Randy and Wright, we've been bitching about this for 2 years. Dude, why are you waiting to 5 minutes to go to put him in the game? Put him in at 7 in the second quarter. Oh, that's right, because you want him and J-Dub to have the same amount of minutes. Well, you're going to continue to lose basketball games that way if you continue to go against and just be, the whole thing is the Thunder are not, if you're not ready to win, which it doesn't seem like they were last year. And like I said this, I'll go to my dying grave believing this one simple thing. Sam Presti did not understand or did not believe or did not think the Thunder were going to be the number 1 seed or number 2 seed. He did not believe that. Because had he done that, he would have done something differently than what he did at the trade deadline. He gave Dallas help And he didn't really get us any because all he did was plan for this year to get Isaiah Hartenstein, and I believe that he had his eyes on him. I had my eyes on him. Nathan Taylor, he had his eyes on him. We all had our eyes on Isaiah Hartenstein. That's who we believed was going to be the missing piece. Then he did something very unusual. I didn't even see coming. He went out and got Caruso, and I'm like, well, how are you going to play Caruso and Dort, and they're both the same guy? Well, what's basically happened is you either clamp down even more defensively so that you look at that move by Sam Presti. I'm like, damn, you're going to get rid of Dort? You're going to get rid of, okay. You got Caruso, okay. And what it's done is it's made Dort less of a try to score offensively, more of a defensive guy, making his threes. Now, what I hate with Dort is when he starts trying to go to the basket and make plays. I don't want you doing that, Dort. I don't want you shooting 11 times like you did last night. I don't want that. It's not what I want. I want you taking 6, maybe 7 shots a game, all threes. Maybe a layup here and there, maybe 5 of those threes. I don't want you trying to shoot mid-range. I don't try to take people off the dribble. I don't want you doing none of that. I want you catching and shooting. That's what I want from you. Because every time you try to make a drive or go do something, he screws up, gets in trouble because that's not his game. Stick with what you do so that we can win. That's what you do. And it's just hard for me. I just don't understand. He's, like I said, at the beginning of the year, I said he's going to cost us 5 games. My guy Nathan Taylor of YNB, he says the same thing. We thought 5 games. Well, he's cost us 2 because of the 2 very reasons that I just spoke about. Understanding the flow of the game and lineups. He's cost us 2 games against 2 teams that we're competing against in the top part of the West. Now, we do play those teams 4 times. Okay? I know we play Golden State 4 times. I'm pretty sure we play the Nuggets 4 times. So we're in the top echelon of the West. So now you're with the Nuggets, you're 1-1. And with Golden State, you're 0-1, and we play them again, I believe, next week. So now, but without Chet again. Now, with Chet, do we probably lose that game? Maybe not. But once again, lineups matter. We lost against Denver because you didn't have the right lineups. You have to play the right lineups. And all I'm saying, people, don't get mad at me. Don't call me a hater. Pay attention to what I'm saying to see if what I'm saying is right. All I'm trying to do is educate you on the flow of the game. Not you just sitting there watching the overall thing, but watch what's happening during the game. Okay? That's all I'm asking you to do. Not be mad at me because I'm a Thunder hater. How the hell am I a Thunder hater? That's just insane. That's you being pissed off because I know more than you do. That's you being pissed off because I'm saying something that you see and you kind of know that it's right, but you don't want to believe it because that's not what the Thunder is saying. So just pay attention. And then if you have a problem, hey, please come online, come on the air, come on YouTube, and like, subscribe, hit notifications, and tell me how I'm wrong. That's all you got to do. Give me a reason instead of running your damn mouth. Come online, come on here and tell me why you think I'm wrong. And give me a good reason. That's all I'm asking. So let's go over the Thunder thing last night. Thunder losing 127-116. And then, of course, J-Dub made a huge mistake down the stretch. And, of course, Steph Curry does what Steph Curry does. He makes you pay. Just like the Thunder do when you make mistakes against us down the stretch. We make you pay. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. This weather, hot, cold, hot, cold. Every time this year in the fall, my sinuses are crazy, and I could never be a drug addict because I hate needles. So I can never do that. So it's great for me. But anyway, the Thunder had a chance to come back, got it close, and then of course Golden State closed them out because they are 8-2 and they're back to being one of the top echelon teams. And defensively, they're number 1. And why? You would thought they would have had a drop, but because they got Buddy Hield, because they're playing 12 guys, which is crazy. They're playing 12 guys. It's crazy. And it's because they're trying to keep Steph Curry fresh, which I understand. But the fact that they're getting 12 guys to play well and do what they're doing is just Steve Curry's magician. 3-point percentage, the Warriors are now 21. They went 21 to 43. They got into a groove in the second quarter, and they never looked back. They never looked back. They just never looked back. 50% from the field, 41 rebounds, 44 points in the paint, 14 turnovers for them. Oklahoma City, 11 for 33, 44% from the field. Rebounded Golden State by 5, 46-41. Pips points in the paint, 50-44. And 11 turnovers for us, which is about where we are. But we normally average 20 turnovers for opposing teams, and Golden State took care of the basketball last night. Warriors, we outscored the Warriors 44-47. And the thing is this, I talked about this last night after the storm. I thought that SGA, in the second quarter, was the second quarter? No, it was first quarter. He had scored 2 or 3 in a row. And then he had a chance to score a couple of times, and he passed the ball. And he's at the rim, and he's got Steph Curry, and I'm like, why aren't you just jumping over him and scoring at the basket real quick? And I got really frustrated at that point because that's not who he is. That's not what he does. He scores, okay? And so when I saw that, I'm like, okay, then after that, he never got back in rhythm. And SGA is a complete rhythm guy, just like most players are rhythm people. They get into a rhythm, you got to stay in a rhythm. But it's almost like he quit scoring or quit trying to score. And I'm like, bro, this is my thing. When SGA scores and he gets in there where he scores 3 or 4 times in a row, it relaxes the rest of the team. The team then feels like, oh, I don't have to score. I can just play within myself and not have to try to make a play, try to do this, try to do that. Instead of just letting him do his thing and then everybody playing off of him, which works perfectly. Then once he gets out of that rhythm and he tries to get back in, he's going to miss 2 or 3 or 4 shots, which is what happened last night. He's got to stay in rhythm. But like again, I was talking last night to the commander, and I've said this on the show. I don't like him wearing his shirts all hanging out and stuff now. I don't like that. I don't understand. Tuck your shirt in, and then when you come out the game, why are you pulling your shirt out? You have to physically pull your shirt out to sit down. Why? Is it bothering you because your shirt is in? Tuck your shirt in, tie your down, and go. The greatest players of all time, none of them had the shirt out. The shirts were always in, always tucked. But SGA this year, for some reason, I'm just like, man, what are you doing? Why are you? His drip off the court is insane. On the court, dude, tuck your stuff in and go. What are you doing? I don't get it. Chet last night did score a point, 0 for 3, but he only played 5 minutes because he got hurt pretty early by Andrew Wiggins. And by the way, the play was not dirty whatsoever. He was in the corner. He took a pump fake. SGA jumped at him. He went to the hole and just hit. Chet just came wrong. Chet went straight up to block it. And, he straight up in defensive position. I don't know if he was really trying to block it so much. And it got hit and just turned sideways and came right down on his hip. It was ugly. Jaden Williams, I still don't understand the plus-minus stuff. I don't. Chet was a +4 with no points in 5 minutes with 4 rebounds. He was a +4. I'm like, I don't need. J-Dub, 31 minutes, 9 for 15, 0 for 2, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 4 blocks. Minus 19. That's a good stat line to me. I don't understand. SGA in 34 minutes, 6 for 17. Like I said, he had those 2 or 3 shots right there after he had got rolling, and then messed up. 5 rebounds, 12 for 14 from the free throw line. He's back at 8. He's dropped down now to 89%, which we'll go over that here in a minute. 24 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, no steals, 1 block, 4 turnovers. Once again, just he's making some turnovers, and I'm just like, what are you doing? I don't get it. He's making some very sloppy, looking sloppy, playing sloppy. That's how I look at it. Aaron Wiggins, he started last night, 18 minutes, 9 points, 3 for 8, 3 for 4 from the field, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. I thought he played pretty well overall last night, except when he's trying to make moves and go to the basket. And I was telling the commander that last night at the game. I was like, man, I don't like the fact that he's trying to score and do. I don't like that. Lou Dort, 30 minutes, 16 points, 6 for 11, 3 for 8, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. I don't like 11 shots. I just don't like it. He took a lot of shots early though, a lot of shots early. But he's got to shoot when he's open, and I get that. I don't have a problem with it, but he's just taking shots early. I didn't like that, but 11 shots is just way too many. Like I said, I don't even want him taking 7 shots max, maybe 8. But more like 7. Then Caruso, 22 minutes, 3 points, 1 for 5, 0 for 3. He's just shot the ball a lot better last game than he did last night. 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. He just gets his hands on balls, so he's just such a pest defensively. It's unbelievable. Isaiah Joe, 23 minutes, 3 for 7 from the field, 3 for 6 from three, 50%, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 10 points. Kaysen, 30 minutes. I thought Kaysen played good last night. 16 points, 6 for 10, 2 for 2, 2 rebounds. I thought he played well. AJ Mitchell, once again, playing really well. I don't like Dylan. To me, Dylan Jones and James should be on the court. Dylan Jones is not ready, but he played pretty decent. Excuse me, last night in 15 minutes, but that's just way too many minutes. The reason why he played it because he played a lot in the third quarter, played in the first quarter too. Like, what the hell are you doing? This coach is just, oh, we're home. We can play these guys. Come on, man. We're trying to win a championship. But you got to look at the long haul, I guess, and you got to play these guys. So, I can understand that a little bit. But without Hardenstein, Ihart, and without Kendricks Williams, and without Chet, and without J. Will, you got to do what you got to do inside when you go small ball. AJ Mitchell, 21 minutes, 12 points. I'm really liking AJ. We have a guy on our show that comes on our show on after the storm, after the Thunder games, and he's a huge AJ Mitchell fan. And he was saying last night, and we were commenting back and forth. Well, I wasn't commenting back and forth. I just comment on what they're saying, and then he and Burgess and somebody else was going back and forth. I think it was Rashawn. They were going back and forth because he was saying that A.J. Mitchell should be the point guard and S.J. should be the two. And we're like, hell no. We need to put the ball in S.J.'s hands, not take the ball out of his hands. At the end of every quarter, the ball should be in his hands every single time. Why? Number one, the defense is going to collapse on him. Number two, he's in that mode. Number two, being in that mode, that means he's looking to score and do what he needs to do. In that mode is what I call it. Number three, if he can't get off the shot, he's going to attack the basket based on what the defense is, and he's going to make a play to somebody based on what the defense is and give somebody an open look. That's why the ball should always be in his hands at the end of games. Just saying that, but the Thunder do what the hell they want. So, but to take it back, and when you look at our next 10 games, and remember we were 8-2, which at the beginning of the year we thought if we're 8-2, we'll take that. We thought more like 7-3 at the worst, and then when iHeart went down, we was like 6-4 at the worst, 7-3 we'd be happy. So we finished 8-2, but we lost 2 out of our last 3. That's the key. Lost 2 out of the last 3. So when you look at our next 10 games, starting tonight, here are our next 10 games. Clippers tonight. It's going to be on FanDuel. I'm going to the game, so I won't watch it. The 13th, which is Wednesday night, we have the Pelicans at home. So we have this nice home. We have a 6-game homestand, okay, which is the Rockets, Golden State, and then these next 4, the Clippers, Pelicans, Suns, Mavs. So we have the Clippers tonight on a back-to-back. Then Wednesday night, Pelicans, that's going to be on ESPN, 6:30. Fortunately, it's an early game. God dang, I hate those late games. Then, of course, the Suns at 7 o'clock on FanDuel. The 17th, which is a Friday night. Wait a minute, that's Sunday. So that's Sunday, right? Because we play Wednesday night. We play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. That's how we're going to do it, okay? And so then we have the Mavs on Sunday, and that's – so, of these next 4 games, we're all 4 at home. But because of the centers and the matchup, now KD is out for the Suns game. I know he's going to miss that, so that does help us. But when you look at what we can do is, in these next 4 games, you got to go – you can't be worse than 2-2. You have to be 3-1. You got to be 3-1. You just got to be 3-1. You cannot be no worse than 2-2 because you got to go to the Spurs, which is a winnable game. But without Chet, you're going to be hurting. Then we have the Blazers at home, the Kings out on the road, and the Warriors on the road. And then you have the Lakers at home, and then at the Rockets. So these next 10 games, we said last night, the worst you can go is 5-5 without Chet. Remember, we don't get iHeart back until the Kings game, so the last 4 games. So, but you cannot go worse than 5-5. You need to go 6-4, 7-3. Okay, that's where you need to go to be able to be successful. Because let me see, I was looking at our deal last year. what we were after 20 games last year. Oh, I don't have that. Oh man, I thought I put that in there. Crap. That's not good. I deleted all that. Well, that's gonna make me mad because I was trying to put in there the Thunder's. I was trying to add what we were after 20 games last year because I don't really remember. I want to say we were 13-7 or 16 or 14-6 or something like that um, last year, but I don't really remember what we were after 20 games last year. Uh, but anyway, so after 20 games this year, if we go 5-5, that makes us um, 13-7. If we go 5-5, so that's the least, that's the worst we could be, I think, after 20 games without Chet. Now we will get Hartenstein back, so but I'm thinking if we can go 6-4, 7-3, and we're 14-6 after or 14-6 or 15-5 after games, then we're really rolling, and that's really going to determine where we are. But the things are really simple on what he's going to have to be able to do. Now, shooting percentage, this is where the Thunder are at in shooting percentage. SGA is averaging 26 points a game, 48% from the field, 26 from three, 88% from the line. So he's gone down since last week. J Dub, 19 points a game, 49% from the field, 38%. He went down a little bit in his 3-point shooting, 68% from free throws, on his way up. Of course, we don't add Chet. Though his stats were on his way up, his 3-point percentage and everything was on his way down up. His field goal percentage is down a little bit. Dort, 10.8, 46% from the field, 44% from three. It's going down. 92% from the line. We like that. Wiggins, once again, 100% from the free throw line, averaging 10 points a game, 48% from the field, 46% from three. Like all of those numbers. Have zero. Only problem I have with him is don't try to score and do spin moves and reverses. No, just get base. Go to the basket and score. Don't try to do anything too creative. That's just not your game, and it's out of your purview at this particular point. Isaiah Joe, 9.7 points a game, 42% from the field, 41 per three, which are okay numbers, but we need Isaiah Joe up at 45% from three to 50. Okay, that's what we need. 71% from the line. He's a better shooter than that, but again, once again, his numbers are on his way up as well. Casey Wallace, 7.5 points a game, 44% from the field, 30% from the 3-point line. Once again, his numbers on the way up. Mitchell, AJ playing really good. Kev, no complaints about this young man. He's doing good. 5.5 points a game, 54% from the field, 50% from three. I like his game, and I liked it when we watched him in summer league. Really liked what I saw. Excuse me, guys. Ah, sorry, this weather's killing me. Like I said, uh, Jang 4.4, 37% from the field, 28 from three. His numbers are 77% from the line. All of his numbers are going down from where he was the first couple games. Points per game, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage, everything on its way down. Caruso, everything on its way up. So everybody on this list besides Jang, numbers are going up all the way across the board, except for Jang. Now SGA's numbers are fluctuating down, up, depends on what's going on. But we're going to have him play better. So that's how everything is going at this particular point. Okay, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for computers or software to computers. If you have need for engineering, surveying, and planning, hit our guys up over at SRB. My guy, Mark Long, they love to be able to take care of you. And if you have needs for a water treatment plant to be taken care of in your city or county, they can handle it all, do all that for you. So hook those guys up, okay? They love to take care of you. And then collaborative logic, if you have needs for computers or software to make your office run smoother, hit those guys up. They'll get your back and get you squared away. They're awesome. Um, and also, I did the website designs. They did our website. So if you have need for, everybody always asks me about my Matt Clark Basketball Academy T-shirts and camp T-shirts. If you want to buy one, you can go in because I don't do red. So if you want that ugly color, you got to order it for yourself because we'll know that that's not a real shirt because I don't do red at all. But you know how some people are. They want to do it just to be able to rag on me. I've got such good friends who want to abuse me. But it's okay. I know it's not mine. And then Oak Grove Trucking and my guy Jose Fierro. If you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit my guy Jose up. He is the dude to take care of you. Oak Grove Trucking, he'll hook you up. And then, of course, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC. Proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Those guys will take very, very good care of you, as always. And then, of course, you can go into their main locations. There are 5 locations. The main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40, right there, right in front of the hospital, just south of I-40, right there on Garth Brooks Boulevard. And then, of course, in Bethany, YB Peoples, located on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. Cannot miss it. Right there, going to see our guy Fast Eddie. He'll take care of you over there. And then, of course, Elm Grove Clothing. If you have needs for a custom suit, why spend $4,000 when you can spend $800 for one or $1,000 for one? Hooked my guy up. He took care of me. Got a beautiful suit from him, waiting for my overcoat to come and my other things coming. So waiting for him to hook me up. Elm Grove Clothing and my guy Jonathan Binky Triplet, 405-332-8787. Now, in NFL yesterday, man, there was some good football yesterday in the NFL. And the Giants and Panthers. And I tell you what, Bryce Young, hey, new coaching staff, new deal. Hey, they got him playing. He's played well. It's amazing what coaching does, isn't it? It's amazing what coaching does. Panthers took care of business 2017 in overtime over the Giants. Patriots took care of the Bears. The Bears, I love Caleb, but he doesn't have the right court. I mean, my thing is with the Bears. These are bad organizations for you. You have a chance to hire his quarterback coach at USC to be your offensive coordinator, and you don't hire him. And then he goes to the Commanders, and look what he did with Jaden Daniels. It's the Bears. And when Eberflus should have been gone last year, and I said that. You got a new quarterback. You got a new draft. You're doing something different. Just have a whole new regime. Just bring in new everything. You could have hired Jim Harbaugh. You didn't do that. I mean, he's at Michigan. I mean, come on now. Now, we did talk about that a little bit. The president of the Bears was the commissioner for the Big Ten. So he wasn't that big of a fan of Harbaugh. So that's why Harbaugh didn't get hired. But, that being said, you kept Eberflus for whatever reasons. But, bad organizations make bad decisions. It's what they do. It's just what they do. The Niners took care of business over the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield, you guys know I'm not that big of a fan of his, but I do respect it when he plays well and doesn't play with a chip on his shoulder. I do respect him when he does that, and that play that he had last night by stiff arm Joey Bosa, and which anytime Joey Bosa gets embarrassed or put off, I'm not opposed to that at all. Not a fan of him. I'm not even a 0%. I'm less than that fan of his, anyways. Broncos and Chiefs. Chiefs should have lost this one. This is what, game 2 or 3 of their being 9-0. They should have lost. They should have lost, but a toe, and the tip toe of a person's shoe. Then field goal blocked. But when you can see that they had like 5 guys with an opportunity, at least 2 guys that could have blocked it, and you can see it was a design play to do it. And once again, special teams matters. All 3 phases: offense, defense, special teams. And they have one of the best special teams coaches in the league. And what did they do? He saw a weakness, and they waited to that right point if they needed to and made the block. Great play by the Chiefs once again. 16-14, took care of business over the Broncos. The Broncos should have won that game, by the way. My boy Jose Fierro. And then, of course, Bills-Colts. Bills took care of business. Josh does what Josh does, even though he's starting to throw more interceptions. They still took care of business and staying winners. Steelers and Commanders. I'm one of several people who were ragging on Mike Tomlin for making that move to Russell, but it looks like it was the correct move for him to make, and he's doing well. So you can't really say anything about it. Great job by him making that move, and he took care of business. I mean, Russell throws one of the best moon balls, if not the best moon ball, and throwing it deep and putting enough air in it so his players, his receivers can run under it. And how about Mike Williams? Wasn't good enough to play with Aaron Rodgers, but oh, look what happened! Game winner for the Steelers. And that game shouldn't have been. Game should have been out of control. Steelers fumbled. Our boy Warren fumbled on the 1 yard line. He should have. I mean, even though I think his forward progress was stopped. Anyway, doesn't matter. He fumbled. Vikings took care of the Jaguars 12-7 in an ugly, ugly, ugly game, but they did get it win. They did get the W, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Falcons over the Saints. Huge, huge loss for the Falcons. You cannot afford to lose that in conference. You got to take care of business in your division. They did not. The Saints, of course, getting rid of their coach. What did they do? A team always plays better when they do that. Titans, Chargers, they're rolling. I took the over on the Chargers. How could you not? We talked about that. Getting Harbaugh, he was going to make the difference. And they went from one of the worst defensive teams in the league to one of the best defensive teams in the league. It's amazing. Didn't really add anything. All he did was add the coach, better defensive coach. That's all they did. That's all they did. And look what they're rolling. They're rolling. But we'll see. They've got the Ravens and the who have they got? Ravens and somebody. Ravens and the Bengals, I think, back to back. And so we'll see how good they really are coming up when they play those two back to back. When you've got Joe Burrow and Lamar back to back. We'll see what happens and where they are. If they win those games, then I'm really going to take my hat off to them because the Chiefs have beaten both of them already. So we'll see if the Chargers can do the same. Jets, Cardinals, Kyler, he's a beast. He's a beast. Straight up, Kyler's a beast. I mean, I'm sorry, he's a beast. He really is. Has always been a beast. And, new coach doing his thing, got got him help, doing what he does. His feet are unbelievable. Looks like, they're looking like a little locomotive run, where his feet move, like little pistons. Eagles, Cowboys. Sorry, Cowboy fans. Your team is not very good. They are just, they're not very good. They really aren't. And I feel sorry for your team. I really do. I really feel sorry for them. And then, of course, Lions and Texans. What a game that was. 5 interceptions. And they come back and win. But the Texans should have beat them. But once again, you get a chance to put somebody in the ropes. You knock them out, you do. And they did, and they let them stay in the game. And when you let teams stay in the game and you make some mistakes, I don't care what sport it is, I don't care what it is, you give a team a second chance, and they're going to make you pay for it. And that's what happened. They should have taken them out. They did not. They gave them a chance to come back and win, and that's what ended up happening. So that was the end of that last night and yesterday. But anyway, great day of football. Then, of course, watched football, then went to the Thunder game and watched that last night. Now, when I did the playoffs, and I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm gonna try it just to see how it's going to work. And because I did the playoffs, the way it's ranked right now, the 12-team playoff. So I don't know if you can see it really well. I'm gonna have to redo this because you can't. I'm just going to have to rank them 12 because I think you really can't tell who the teams are and what it is, but you know what your top 4 are, which are from the conferences. You've got Oregon, you've got BYU, you've got Georgia, and you've got Miami. So those are your top 4s with byes, and all of them will be in a bowl. And the way it works in these other 4 games, those will be played on the road on 2 of the highest seeded team is. So you'd have Indiana at Tennessee. You'd have Boise State at Ohio State. You'd have Notre Dame at Penn State, and then you'd have Alabama at Texas. We'd love to see that. Now, the question is if Alabama can continue to win out and stay in position. I don't know if they can, but we'll see because, remember Alabama and Texas played each other, was it last year or the year before last when they played each other? They're in Austin, so Alabama will be comfortable with going to Austin, understanding what's happening there. Um, I look at Notre Dame and Penn State. That would be a very very good game. Now, Boise State, once again, I don't know if they really belong, but right now the way it stands, they're in. And I'm just uh, I'm I don't know what you want to call me, but I'm just like whatever with that. Whatever. That's kind of how I look at it. I mean, I'm sorry. I just don't look at it very. I mean, I'm like whatever. Okay, I'm just like whatever with that. I know that's bad, but it is what it is. So, but anyway, tomorrow once we get done with the NFL game tonight, oh yeah, Monday Night Football. Let's talk about that because on Monday night game is tonight. Once we get that in, which of course is the Dolphins and the Rams, which should be the Rams should be fully healthy tonight. They're getting everybody back, so we'll be able to watch them tonight, 7:15 against the Rams in LA at SoFi. 2.5 points. The Rams 2.5 point favorites over under 49. Tyreek has a wrist injury, so we're not sure if he's going to play or what's going to happen with Tyreek in that, but it ought to be really interesting. So anyway, Dolphins at the Rams. It's going to be a great game, or it should be a good game. I can't watch it because the Thunder play tonight, so I'll be at the Thunder game, so I will not be watching this game tonight. Well, we may be watching it. I don't know, but I'm assuming the Thunder are going to have their hands full tonight with the Clippers. And but anyway, that game 7:15 on ESPN, and then of course the Thunder game tonight, which is interesting because I was looking at the deal. It was 11 points yesterday. Okay, 12 and a half some, 9.5 in other places. That's what the Thunder were favored before Chet. Now after Chet, the Thunder did the things down to 7, and it may be lower than that, but when I checked this morning, it's at 7. So it may be lower than that now. Remember, we went up there and we took care of the Clippers earlier in this year. So when I look at it right now, I'm like, okay, the Thunder 7 point. I mean, so 2.5, 3 points. That's a long drop, but over under 219 points. So we're going to see what's going to happen with the Thunder simply because of that. So I will not be watching the NFL game because I will be watching the Thunder game tonight. But like I said, that's where it's dropped, and that's simply because of Chet. I mean, that's really what it is. Chet got hurt, and that's where it's at. So we'll see how that works. But once again, we have a big 10-game swing coming up for the Thunder and what they're going to be able to do this year. Now, when you look at our team stats, and I'll upgrade these for tomorrow because, after the game night, we'll be able to upgrade what the Thunder stats are, averaging 114 points a game and opponents 96.5. Now these will go up because the opponents have been scoring. Denver scored 100 something, and then we had 126, I think, gave up last night. So these numbers will go up, and we'll see where we are standing. But we were one in allowing points, one in field goal percentage, and number one in 3 point percentage as far as guarding 3 points. So those things are going to go up because they damn near shot 50% against us last night. So I don't know how that's going to play out. So we'll see what this is going to look like tomorrow when I do the show. But offensive rebounds, we're 23rd and we're 24th. Remember, we were 29th last year in getting offensive rebounds and giving up offensive rebounds. We were 29th. So we're moving up and getting there slowly but surely. And it's going to get better once we get iHeart back. It'll make a huge difference to have him and Chet. But remember, we won't get Chet back until right around the All-Star break, which is really when the NBA really starts. It starts right after Christmas, but after the All Star break, that's when everybody really starts, bearing down and understanding what they're going to have to do and who they have to play and what the situations are at that particular point. But here are the Thunder stats. This is where we are as a team and what we're doing. So, like I said, I do like our team, and we are getting Kendrick Williams back tonight, which is going to help us some, but we'll see how that works. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that and making that happen for our guys. Making that happen. Like, I'm glad Kendrick is back finally and making that happen. We'll see, how good of a shape he's in because running shape and playing shape are not the same. I know when I got hurt and I came back, it took me 2 or 3 games to get back into the flow of what it feels like to actually play versus scrimmaging and practice. There's two totally different things. The way that your body reacts to what you have to do, they're just different in how they do things. So we'll see how that works. That being said, I want to thank everybody for watching this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Remember, tonight, Thunder, go watch the game. Watch it on FanDuel, or if you get a chance to go to the game, hey, come on to the game. It's going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to what we can do today while we're playing. And so everybody else, hey, have a fantastic day. Go out and enjoy this weather. Hit some golf balls if you can. Wish I could, but I can't.